What does the new budget 3 mean for the survival and the future of our Malaysia manufacturers in 2026? Hello everyone and welcome to DSC Factory Talk. This is a discussion series where we dive deep into smart manufacturing, digitalizations, and the future of Malaysia manufacturing industry. My name is KJ Wong and I'm your host for this series.
Hi, I'm Andrew, your co-host for today.
And today we'll have a very special session focusing on Budget 2026. What does this mean for manufacturers, digital incentive, and how factory can stay ahead in a fast, ever-changing world. Joining us today are our expert guests. Wycat, DSC Enterprise Digitalization Solution Manager. Randy, our Advanced Manufacturing Digitalization Solution Manager. And Kaizen, our Senior IoT Solution Specialist. They will be sharing their insight and answering your burning questions about Budget 2026, especially for manufacturing industry in Malaysia.
So before we jump in, make sure to subscribe to our channel, hit the like button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our upcoming episodes packed with practical insights and real-world case studies from the factory floor. So alright, let's get started.
In these pivotal years, Malaysia's manufacturing sector faces a confluence of major challenges today, from soaring costs of supply chain breakdown to geopolitical tensions and energy crisis. Against this backdrop, the recent past Budget 2026 had announced on October 10 enters the scene. So the critical questions we are tackling today is, what does the new Budget 3 mean for the survival and the future of our Malaysia manufacturers in 2026? First of all, I would like to ask everyone, what is the strongest signals that Budget 2026 has been sending to Malaysia's manufacturing sector?
The key message is clear: data-driven decision and accountable investment. With the government investing heavily through incentives like Industry 4.0, tax allowance, companies must use data to prove real results, like smarter machine or better yield. Unlike what SME doing for decades, government actually expecting much more data from us. That way ERP can serve as a business brain, not only setting the standard for measuring cost and performance, but data review and decision making from our side.
From my view, the signal is about visible improvement. Government incentive now focus on process digitalization and factory transparency, not free handouts. MES is the key. It makes production visible by turning yield, downtime, and efficient into data, proving real digital progress beyond automation.
I'm seeing green and trusted manufacturing really taking the spotlight now. With ESG and Made in Malaysia becoming the focus, customers will start asking for proof of carbon data, not just claims. That's why IoTs come in. It helps capture real-time data. Without it, companies could lose their ESG compliances and fall behind in export competitiveness.
I think this is the strongest signal that they are sending to the Malaysian manufacturers. In the recent years, the government has been pushing invoice to all the companies because they're encouraging the data transparency and also to work together with our ESG compliances, because this enables them to be eligible for the Budget 2026 next year.
Let us take a closer look at the key figures on the screen. These aren't just a number, they are setting the direction for our future strategy. I would like to hear from your first impression. From your professional perspective, what story do these numbers tell?
For me, it's a manufacturer growth target. It signals one thing clearly: Malaysia growth now rests squarely on the manufacturing. With the national GDP 4% to 4.5% and manufacturer expect to hit 5.8%, that gap, the growth delta is value we must create. This means growth can't come from a low cost or skill anymore, but from value. That's where we have to increase our value. What your own high value product makes, what your R&D returns. If you can't measure that, you won't able to hit your goals and increase your business value.
The number that pressure me most is 27. 27 strategy priorities, all focus on digitalization and supply chain resilience. It shows the government isn't asking whether to digitalize, but how to do it systematically. Think of these 27 priorities as a massive factory health checklist. Each one could soon become a demand for data, real-time, accurate, and traceable. Can your production line pass that 27-point data check?
The number that I'm very concerned is the 50%. That's a smart policy move. It shows what's truly lacking in digital transformation: talent. Instead of just funding machines, the government's rewarding companies that invest in people and digital skill. The message is clear. Before long, a company without AI or cybersecurity talent will be like one that never got on the internet. Sure, the IoTs generate the data. The 50% tax break is for those who can secure it, process it, and actually use it. It's a wake-up call for leaders. Do you training people who can drive AI? And is your data safe enough for government to co-fund your journey?
So honestly, for all these numbers, but the thing I see is 100 only.
Why 100?
It's like the same 100 that my Kasi gave us.
So, if we need to translate all these big government policies and national target towards something that a company can actually execute, what should be the very first step?
The first step for any business owner isn't rushing to apply the grant. It's think what should we have prepared before you start. Actually, we should start with a transformation task list built on clear, measurable goals. First, we should start with a financial task. We should plan your own incentive, tax benefit, and budget systematically. Speak in the government language. Finance proof with data how this investment create real return. For example, if you upgrade with ERP system, can you show how it improved your gross margin? Tie your KPI direct to the investment outcome. If you get an automation grant, show inventory days dropping from 45 days to 30 days. That's how incentive turn into competitiveness. And it all began with one language, your KPI logic. Without data, you can't measure your progress or whether it aligns with the policy goals. When your data is clear, every action, every ringgit spent move you closer to the real transformation.
Market can plan perfectly, but both the government and your team will ask for proof. That's where MES come in, the execution commander, turning promise into data. From the moment you apply for funding, plan how you will prove result. If you commit to efficient gains, the KPI must be verifiable through MES. For example, OEE rising from 70% to 85%, or mole change time cut from 45 to 20 minutes. Avoid vague, unmeasurable KPIs. MES makes your shop floor transparent with real-time, reliable data. Your strongest support when facing those 27 strategic priorities. Without it, every strategy is just a castle in the air.
With the plan and execution, next will be the trustworthy data. That's where my roles came in, making sure every record is real, traceable, and provable. From day one, you have got to build a clear evidence trail for your key data. IoT makes this easier. It can automatically track energy consumption, production output, and carbon data with secure timestamps. So when you report your saving or emissions cuts, every kilowatt hours become proof, not just a statement. That's what's built trust with the government and across your supply chain. And when your IoT system also tracks material in transits, it makes your whole operation become more resilient. In today's world, trusted data isn't just information. It's your most valuable asset.
Now I see. So the first step is clear and factual data. So I feel that this is a good direction for our country, as grants are given to those factories that have solid proof of their performance.
We often see companies investing millions of dollars in machinery or equipment, but then again, their efficiency barely improving. If machines are not connected to systems, what are the real consequences that you have seen in practice?
Yeah, I'm a bit curious about this too, because I see that most companies out there are spending heavily on robot arm, for example, but they're not using it to their fullest potential. And I kind of get why Malaysian CEOs are quite hesitant on digitalization and utilizing technology.
Since we are talking about the machine investments, and Randy, you have been visiting multiple factories in Malaysia. I would like to see on your thoughts about how do you think about this situation for Malaysia's company investing millions of dollars in the automations or equipment.
I have seen factories spend millions on robots, yet without MES, supervisors still piece together yesterday's data from memory. And the result? Hidden bottleneck. No one knows if robots or people are waiting. Lost know-how. Improvement vanish with shift change. Delay action. Problems found only after defects are met. In the end, those machines become isolated islands of automation, not assets of productivity. That's what I call blind management.
From a financial perspective, it often becomes an investment black hole. If a company invests $5 million in a new machine, hoping to cut the labor costs, but without ERP connecting machine and software, real costs can't be tracked. Once other maintenance and energy is added, total cost went up instead of falling. Without identifying the issue, costs gone up will never come back as a returns. Even worse, it might become a subsidy trap. If you receive a government grant, auditor may ask for data to prove the efficiency gain. Without the system data, only mismatched Excel files, your grant might be revoked and credibility damage.
I would like to add a more forward-looking perspective. This kind of disconnect can knock companies out of the global game under new green trade rules. Imagine a European automaker asking for your product's carbon footprint, but without IoT tracking real-time energy data, all you have got are manual estimate from monthly meters readings. This kind of data is invalid or not recognized in international supply chains. Without proper system integration, you end up with data ruins instead of data assets. You can't prove compliance, you can't show transparency, and eventually, you'll get filtered out of the global green supply chain.
So after hearing the professionals' opinions, I think it's clear that digitalization is unavoidable. But I think there's nothing to be scared of, because digitalization isn't something that happens overnight, whereas it's something that you transform step by setting short-term goals.
Data silo actually can cripple a companies. But why they are so hard break? Too often, finance, productions, and IT are working in isolations. Each of them are thinking that data isn't my job. So my question is, how does a company can drive through collaborations from the ground up?
The real conflict often comes from the misaligned goals. Finance care only about the reports, production only care about their outputs, IT only care about if their system is running. My approach is to build a data value chain that we will share interests. For example, when production click on the work order complete in MES, it triggers ERP cost calculation that update gross margin and even determine eligibility for transformation grant. That means pressing the button isn't only helping IT and finance, it's helping the company and even their own bonus pool. Data isn't someone else's job, it's everyone's lifeline.
So MES is just like a data translator. Each department speak their own dialect. Production says, I made 1,000 units. Then finance will ask, what is the cost? Sales will ask, when will it ship? MES creates the common language. It defines that completed actually means and when does work hours start and end. With this standard, MES collect consistent data and feed it to ERP automatically. So finance trusts the cost, sales trust the schedule, and data flows accurately across the company.
My job is all about building data trust. Most argument happens because teams just don't trust each other's numbers. Finance says you claim 1,000 units. Prove it. That's where IoT fixes the problems at its core. It securely timestamps and track everything, linking machine vibration, energy consumption, and MES work orders into one authentic record. So when finance asks the question, we can pull it out and say the machine number 3 currently spikes, energy went up 15%, MES shows slower speed, and the efficiency dropped 20%. So in this case, will be closed easily. When data becomes shared truths instead of a trigger for blame, collaboration just happens naturally.
Wow! After hearing all the experts talk, it's like I'm listening to DSC Avengers. We got Captain ERP, Super MES, and IoT Man. Seriously though, after hearing our experts' opinions, it shows how crucial it is for a company to first detect their pain points and biggest weaknesses. With this knowledge, then we can start the first step of digitalization.
Our expert not only just expose the dangers of information silo, they also outline a clear and practical path to break them and build a true alignment. Let's putting all those tech talk aside, we could just give one piece of advice to the business leader today. What would it be?
Stop making blind purchase. Sit down with your management and team. First, unify how your company define goods and bads. In other words, align your KPI.
Go to your production floor right now and see if, without asking anyone, can you find out what is being produced within these 5 minutes, the progress, and whether there are any issue. If not, that's the first problem you need to fix, your visibility.
Starting with your most important production line and set up monitors for key data, things like output and energy consumption. So every number that comes out of it is undeniable true.
Thank you all the sharing from our expert today, and all this insight actually reveal the core logic of digital transformations. So YCAT has set the directions, unified thinking before unified actions, and Randy actually showed the path, making the shop floor transparent where the value is truly created. And then lastly, Kaizen will define the baseline to ensure that the data authenticity and build the foundation of digital trust. Digital transformation is not just a technology upgrade. It's a management revolution built on trust. It starts with the leadership determinations, success through the system enablement, and win the company-wide trust in data. So all these steps actually decide whether our company are able to ride with the policy way forward or get swept away by the digital tide.
Alright guys, if you're watching this and thinking, yeah, I also want to digitalize but don't know where to start, don't worry, this is just episode 1. We'll go deeper into ERP, MES and IoT in the coming episodes. So stay tuned to DSC Factory Talk, where we break down transformation into real, relatable stories from the factory floor. Remember to like, share and subscribe so you don't miss out.
That's all for today. Thank you and see you soon on the next episode. Goodbye and have a good one.